Mr. Crusher, set course for Starbase A. Gene, you're adorable. B, you're so beautiful. C, you're a cutie full of charm. D, you're a darling. And E, you're exciting. And F, you're a feather in my arms.
Welcome to the Popcast, my friends. I am here with the one and only, the legendary, the man, the myth. You know him, you love him, Mr. Shane Montgomery.
Thank you.
And what you saw was an homage to 1,000 subs.
I'd like to thank the Academy for 1,000 subs. We're so grateful to be here, and you guys made it happen. Thank you so much.
We did it, all of us, as a group.
It was a group. It was a team. It was a team effort. 100%.
I like throw some love out there to the Salty Nerds and Mike from Anti-Trekker. They literally have been campaigning for us for the past 3 weeks. I appreciate it. We got it. We got 2,000, boys. That's it.
We appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, it only took a year. We got here. We're here.
Yeah.
A year of grinding.
Yeah, let me tell me also in the chat or in the comments if you like the weird intros or if they're too long and boring.
I just don't know what it was because I can't hear it, obviously, and you didn't tell me what we were doing. So what was it about? What was it?
Well, half of it was just Michael Burnham farting.
Okay, that's funny.
Yep. The other half was Picard singing show tunes, and then it was a hodgepodge, like a mashup of Fast and Furious and when Rafi and Seven rescued Rios.
The same thing. Got it. Okay. Right. That's interesting.
Yeah. So for real though, if you guys like that intro, I will kill myself every week to make one. I'm not joking. Shane knows this.
I will. I do know this.
If only one person's like, I like that, it was hilarious. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's my job now.
Okay. I'm down with that. And you work very hard. Brian's in the middle of a lot of things right now. He's doing a lot. Like, not only do we have we're trying to do 3 Popcast Prime videos this week, which is going to be interesting. Plus we're doing our live shows. Plus he's in this play production thing going on. And
I'm what you call a thespian.
Wait, I don't think you can say that on the air.
Wait, it's thespian, right? Did I say?
Oh, got it. Thing? Sorry.
Okay.
Thespian. Got it.
Right, lesbian. I mean thespian.
Yes,
I'm a thespian.
Right.
Yeah. So I got roped.
Speaking of Picard, no, never mind. Go ahead.
I got roped into this thespian thing to help my really just my kids wanted to be in something. I knew that if I got involved, I can make sure that they were involved too, and so I just jumped head first. And oh my God, it's a lot of work. It's just.
I'm you're like the play manager guy. So you're what do they call those people? You're in it and you're also directing it, or what do they call? What are the? Is that what it is?
I believe they call him the goat.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kidding. No, it's
the greatest of all time. I mean, I was thinking
It's
specifically.
called a producer.
Like the producer's job. When somebody does a play, that's their only job. They do this play. You are literally doing it and 3 other jobs. So, kudos to you, brother.
Hey, Matt Vader's in the chat. Dork Knight, Jeremy Snyder, Steve Montana, and I believe Ken is in the members chat. What's up, Ken? Hi, boys. How you guys doing? It's a bummer that we're not doing our stream tomorrow because I just want to watch Matt Kadish literally melt down for 20 minutes while we all just watch. Because I know for a fact he despised this episode because the second it could have possibly ended, I started getting texts from Matt. We're dude, are you seeing this? Oh man. Yeah, it would have been a pretty epic day tomorrow. Anyways, what's going on, man?
We have a lot to talk about with Picard. We're going to get to that here shortly. I would like to just say there are so many things that we've been right about. And I don't want to toot our own horn because some of it's not great. but we are definitely going to talk about that. What else is new? So yes, we've got a Popcast Prime video coming out tomorrow. It is related to Star Trek Picard, so you don't want to miss that. And then we're going to have one also coming out, I believe, on Tuesday and on Thursday. No, Tuesday and Thursday.
Saturday.
Maybe is it next Saturday?
Tuesday and Saturday.
Okay, so yeah, so we are slowly rolling into 3 videos a week, but yeah.
Shane's trying to get me. She's trying to get me to go Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We will be there at Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday.
That'd be
Because
great.
we've got, I mean, when you think about it, we've got, not only do we have Picard, but we also have Strange New Worlds. And then we're going to be rolling into the Obi-Wan Kenobi series for Star Wars, and the Orville's coming. So we've got so many projects coming up that we need to be engaged with. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff. So,
frankly speaking, I am so concerned about Obi-Wan Kenobi. I'm not really concerned that it's going to be good or bad per se, but I'm concerned that no one's going to care that we make videos about it.
I mean, I don't really, no, I understand what you're saying. And part of me is kind of like, I don't care. And I'll tell you why, because even though I should care, it is the most epic thing happening outside of the Rings of Power getting ready to come up. And I would even argue that this is more epic. You're talking about, going back all the way to Star Wars Episode 4, the probably outside of Luke, one of the most original Gandalf type characters in Obi-Wan Kenobi from Star Wars. He's the original Jedi wizard, and now we've got, the same Obi-Wan Kenobi actor who played on the prequels back playing against Vader in the prequel. I mean, it's like, if you're going to have a TV series about Star Wars, like, this is the most epic one you can possibly have.
Sure.
So if nobody wants to watch our videos on it, then they're just going to miss out on some of the greatest commentary and most amazing takes about the most amazing movie that ever came out in Star Wars 1977. That's all I got to say.
It's true. It's true. Nothing but facts. Pure facts.
Nothing but facts here on the channel.
Okay, man. I say we jump into it.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, let's jump into it.
What do you think it feels like?
And I don't know if this works yet, but because we're monetized, I think Super Chats work, but I don't know.
Oh, well, let's test it with someone.
I actually tried testing it myself, and I don't see it, but maybe it's because I'm logged in.
Fine. We didn't have him for so long; it doesn't even matter.
Okay, man. Let's talk about some Elon Musk, because this guy is either what's up?
I just so everyone knows, we are going to roll into Picard quickly, but we do want to tease this first story.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about some Elon real quick, and then Picard.
Yeah.
Only because I need to get this off my chest, because the guy is either a genius or a crazy person, or a healthy mixture of both. I don't know.
And now he's a hero. So it's like we weren't sure what you're right. Is he a genius or is he crazy? But now he's officially like a hero to an entire political persuasion.
Yeah. Okay. So really quickly, let's not spend a whole lot of time on this. Tell me what's happening here, because it seems like he just sort of checkmated Twitter in some way.
Yeah, Elon Musk decided, you know what? I don't like Twitter's rules, and I don't like that they're banning people and that people don't have free speech. So I'm just going to spend like $3 billion, like $2.9 billion. And I'm going to become the majority owner of Twitter. Which he did, which he got about a 9.2% stake in Twitter, just bought it. And now he's using that to leverage the board. And he's basically offered to buy Twitter for $54 per share, which comes out to, a whole lot of dang money.
Yeah, a lot of money.
Yeah. So he's basically offered to buy Twitter. And so far the board is not having it. But
also notice that it's $5 $4.20.
What's that?
It's $4.20. It's Elon's signature move where he references marijuana.
Oh, that's why he picked the 54.20. He's funny. He's like the little kid who like giggles every time somebody says the word marijuana, or something.
Yeah.
Like every time somebody makes a joke about drugs, like he's like, right, because he did that thing on Joe Rogan where he actually like smoked it.
Now, is it even possible for him to buy Twitter? Because like even though he's the richest guy on the planet, his liquidity is not, right?
He's got unbelievable liquidity. I mean, he literally sold. Yes, he sold. He had to sell shares of Tesla. Tesla's worth so much money, it's ridiculous. He had to sell shares of Tesla to pay his taxes. It was like $100 billion or something ridiculous that he had to sell shares, which he ended up being a net zero for him because he was getting them back anyways from a buyback plan. And so he basically can just sell a little bit of his Tesla shares, back and buy anything he wants.
I see.
So no, he's the richest man in the world, 100%. And if Jeff Bezos can buy the Washington Post, there is no reason whatsoever that Elon Musk can't buy Twitter. And he wants to make it a free speech platform again, which that's his goal. He's like, Twitter is not free speech.
I'm down for that.
And that's what he wants it to be. So that's what makes him a hero, because a lot of people Twitter is just, it's a troll factory. We're all there. And we get some really good information out, but it's just an opportunity for people to be really mean to each other.
Right.
And for certain people not to be able to respond. So, he wants to give those people a voice, and it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a political battle, and you can already see it happening because you have Republican politicians coming out saying, hey, yeah, Elon should be able to buy Twitter. Of course, it benefits them, right? So they're going to
wait. Why wouldn't he be able to buy Twitter?
Well, the board has to approve it. So the people who run Twitter,
they
have
sort
to
of
agree.
do, but also he can also offer so much where the board can't refuse him because
he has to own 51% of the shares first. So he would have to buy 51% of Twitter to be able to fire the board and decide for himself.
No, but doesn't the board have to do what's in the best interest for the shareholders?
I mean, they should, or else they won't be board members for very long. So it is very complicated, but
it's a hostile takeover then.
Only if he owns 51%.
I see.
He only owns 9% right now. So he didn't buy enough to actually be able to, he is the majority stakeholder, so he does own so basically what he's telling him is like, look, you either sell this to me or I'm going to dump my shares and crash your stock.
Oh, right. That's another thing too. Like it's basically a threat because he's like, yeah, sell it to me, or which is in the best interest of your shareholder. You are offering 3 times more than what it's worth.
Yeah.
Or I'll dump my stock and it'll be 3 times less. It'll be worth a third of what it's worth.
Right. Well, or at least it'll drop significantly and people will bail out, and it's going to it'll affect the company.
However you shake it, Elon comes out on top because if he can't buy Twitter and he's forced to sell, then he makes a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, he always comes out on top. Elon Musk is I know we've talked about it a few times, and we've he's the most interesting person of our generation. There's video out recently of him like doing something with Amber Heard behind Johnny Depp's back. He's just like part of this pop culture phenomenon. Plus he's like how would you say? He's like Howard Hughes and a great scientist and a rock star. He's like all these things all together, in our time. And he's the richest man in the world, which is ridiculous. And even more special, he has Asperger's, so it's like, there's so many of these things that make him interesting. You almost can't stop looking at him, and who knows, he's changing the world constantly. He's changed the way we've done spaceflight. He's trying to change the way we do social media. He's basically dragging the world into renewable energy for their cars. Without Tesla, we're decades away from electric cars, decades.
Right.
So this man who invented PayPal and took us to the whole banking industry. Let me tell you something, guys. Pay attention to Elon Musk, because if anybody can change the world, it's him.
Yeah. Plus, he's hilarious. So why not?
Yeah, Thomas Edison, but even greater, Jeremy. Jeremy says Elon Musk is Thomas Edison. He's like Thomas Edison on steroids, man. He's like Thomas Edison and Elvis Presley, and he's just crazy.
He's like Thomas Edison if Thomas Edison was super high all the time.
Right. And he's a conservative. which is crazy.
Is he conservative or is he a classical liberal? I think he's a classical liberal.
It's really hard to say because classical liberals have been pushed into being conservatives. So maybe you originally would have called him a classical liberal, but those people are firmly on the right-hand side of things right now.
I see. Okay. Well, I say we jump into a little bit of Picard, unless there's some chat we need to get to. You want to let me know?
I don't really see any. Let's see. I'd rather him be Nikola Tesla. I think, Jeremy, that's a really good point because Nikola, of course, was like a dreamer, but he was totally outside the box trying to, bring electricity, make it free for the world and through the air, which is crazy.
He also got robbed by Edison.
Yeah. And he got robbed. It's such a complicated story. I mean, there's a whole, we don't want to go down that.
I just turned super chats on. Apparently you have to turn it on.
Yeah. They don't want to just give you money for free. Bro.
I just turned it on. Okay. Let's get into Picard, man.
All right.
You want to walk me through, just a quick little synopsis of what happened here?
Yeah. Nothing. So yeah, great episode. So nothing happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, there's the thing I'm going to say. I'll say a couple things about this episode quickly, and then I'll tell you, and I'll break it down a little bit, and so that we can get into it. This was by far the best acting in 2 seasons of the show. This episode had the best acting. Okay, and it was Patrick Stewart's best acting, and of course James Callis, who we're going to talk about more moving into this. We spent some time inside of Picard's brain this episode. We missed some major movements in the story, but we did learn some incredible things about his character, some backstory, which was positive. Unfortunately, and we called it, and Star Trek is about mental health, and they're doubling down on what they took from Discovery, and they're doing it here in Picard because we find out that his mother has mental health issues. Q seems to have mental health issues. Rafi has mental health issues. Mental health is the theme for Star Trek Picard and Star Trek New Trek in general. I'm very curious to see what happens when Strange New Worlds comes out because I'm terrified that they're going to be dealing with constant mental issues.
They're all going to have mental health
show
problems.
as well. Yeah,
except for that super rare Andorian. I always forget his name. He's not going to name him. He's going to be like an absolute
Hemmer?
Chad.
He's blind, bro.
He's going to be an absolute Chad, bro. I guarantee you that. The best character, and I'm calling it now, the best character in Strange New World will be Harem. I guarantee you that.
Hemmer? Yeah.
Hemmer, whatever his name is. I went and looked at the actors, some other stuff he did, and you guys are going to like this character. Real quick, one good thing about Picard is the whole episode, they were like gearing up for where he's like, I don't want to be like my dad. I want to be like you. My dad sucks. Dad's mean. And like, he's the villain. And like, all of a sudden you figure out it's coincidentally, the guy with the super long hair, even though his dad in TNG was bald.
I have an argument for that because I know a lot of people are mad about it.
I don't really care about it. But what I do care about is that I thought they were setting up the whole dad's evil, men are bad, whatever nonsense. And then it turned out that his mom had mental problems and his dad was trying to protect him the whole time. His dad wasn't the bad guy, which was shocking. It was shocking.
Yeah, that was good. Because, like I told you when we talked about it, mental health trumped white man bad.
Yeah, mental health trumps white man bad.
And so that's why, they were able to go to that level. But I guarantee you, had this not been about mental health, it would have been about, the
Domestic
typical
abuse.
dad domestic abuse trope, which unfortunately was a huge problem for a long time. I don't know how much of a problem father mental abuse will be in Picard's youth time frame. I mean, that is centuries ahead of us, and we're supposed to be more enlightened. And so I will say one thing I'm glad about is that all the weird previews we were seeing of his mom and like them dressed up as like, King Arthur time, or what the heck was going on, like a monster dragging her across the floor. I'm like, what in the heck? We come to learn that it was a fantasy and a story that, Picard's inner child is telling to his father.
Yeah, remember that one scene where I was like, Shane, I swear if she's being assimilated right now, I'm done. Like I quit. I freaking quit.
Yeah.
So when I found out it was mental health issues, I'm like, oh, cool. Although he did reference her as the queen and red hair, and he did had some, like, he dropped some weird Borg type.
It's your paranoia getting.
I hope it is, bro.
Yeah, because he was the prince, remember? So it was her. They were trying to highlight the fact that she's not all there,
Right.
But what's interesting is, so James Callis, of course, they wanted this actor. He's got gorgeous hair, 51 years old, and his hair is rocking. And they wanted him in there because he's an incredible actor. Of course, we know him from Battlestar Galactica. He played a Cylon, probably one of the best characters from Battlestar.
Oh, he eventually became a Cylon. He wasn't a Cylon from the get.
Right.
He actually had mental health problems in Battlestar Galactica. He had and he was imagining the Cylon.
Right. So that's, yes. I mean, it's a trope. It's a trope you can play. And in this case, it doesn't feel that bad. I think when you measure it to the entire Star Trek trying to like use mental health as a theme, maybe it's a little bit irritating. But in this specific situation, we find out that Picard's father, it would have been bad, I think, for Star Trek and for Picard's legacy, for his father to have been an abusive, terrible person anyways, because we have seen other stuff with him. And while he didn't have a great relationship with him, I think it would have just been too much, pointed to have it end up that being the story. And instead, and I'll tell you what I believe, first off, the baldness. So he said inside the show, he's like, well, I kept my hair. When they're doing the reveal that it's his father, he makes this comment, well, I kept my hair, even though you haven't. Well, we know, of course, in TNG that the image of his father that we see in that episode, his father's bald as well. Maybe in Picard's mind, his father has hair. And we'll just go with that, right?
All right, whatever.
But it's important to note that his father and him did not have a good relationship. And I believe what's going to happen, what we're going to learn, because they said the story isn't over yet. Okay. So they didn't finish telling what happened to his mom. And we know his mom died early. What I think is going to happen, what we're going to find out in season 3, I don't even think we'll find out in the season 3, is we're going to find out that Picard let his mom out. His dad locked his mom up for her safety. Picard, thinking his dad was doing something wrong, lets his mom out, and his mom ends up dying. And so I think his mom will end up dying, and Picard never forgives himself. And this is why he can't feel close to other people and have relationships, because he's never forgiven himself for basically being responsible for his mom's death. I think that's what we're going to find out maybe in season 3.
Yeah. I'm having so many problems with this season, to be honest, because there is this awesome story that they should be telling, but they keep diverting us into these totally waste of time, non-important episodes. Look, if it was episodic or even semi-episodic and there was 20 episodes in the season, fine, fill in episodes, do episodes that build character and not actually further the story, completely fine. There are 10 episodes. We are on episode 7. That means there are 3 episodes left. And we are still in the same place we were at in episode 2, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a little more movement, but not much. We came back to the past, and that's it. Like, come on, man.
Well, they've now added more storylines, and this is the thing that's frustrating. It's like trying to herd cats. The writing room is all over the place here. Now we've added this storyline where we're going to get to about the FBI agent, and so just like one more thing going. And in this episode, no Q, no Soong, no Girardi. Like, those are like the 3 main moving elements of the story right now, and none of those characters were in it. Yeah. So
guys, just to let's just reiterate real quick what happened. Giant is super advanced Borg, comes out of anomaly, probably shifts them to another time, right? Or maybe it was Q. Who knows? But it's a horrible time where the world sucks. And then they steal the last Borg left, the Borg Queen, the most gnarly thing in existence, and they go back to the past to save the problem. Now, that's where we're at. Since then, we have now been introduced to an ancestor of him that's going to another planet to bring back an organism that probably is not important. Q is sick and he's having problems. Guinan is apparently very powerful. Who knew about that?
We'll get to that.
We have immigration, and Rafi and Seven are dealing with relationship problems, and Picard's dealing with his mental problems and death of his mother, and and there's a Borg Queen in 2024 wandering San Francisco. LA, sorry. We have introduced so many storylines to this, and all the fans really want, and I'm not speaking for everyone, but I think generally speaking, is to continue the story we started in the first 2 episodes. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah. I feel like this episode could have happened if it happened maybe towards the beginning. It feels just really out of place. I would argue that the acting was really good and the character development about Picard's character is fine. Maybe they need more than 10 episodes. Maybe they need 12 or 14 so that they can do this sort of thing. It's not that it's bad. It's just that they're treading water. We're not moving.
Maybe
we're moving so
episodes.
slow. And we had the same complaint about Picard season 1. I remember us talking about it every week going, okay, well, they probably could have told this story in 3 episodes.
Right.
Realistically. And I feel like the same thing's happening here where characters don't really have a point. Like what's going, we'll talk more about what's Rios doing? What's going on here? And Rafi and Seven are just like wandering around everywhere. They literally have no chemistry, bro. I mean, as a couple.
Yeah, they're supposed to be a couple. I don't buy it for a second. They don't have any chemistry at all.
They have no chemistry yet Rafi's talking about seeing them old together on a porch or whatever the heck she's talking about. But yet there is no chemistry here that we've seen.
I forgot they were dating.
Yeah, right. All we have is a handhold at the very end of season 1. And I think some sort of a loving embrace or something that happened earlier this season. It does not, and especially they have to go a lot further because both of these ladies had men in their lives at one point. So, there's a whole weird thing about that.
I think I know what the problem there is too. I think the part of the problem with that lack of chemistry is on Jerry Ryan, and I'm sure she's a fine actor, but Jerry Ryan, if you guys don't know, once upon a time was a staunch Republican, and she is not a lesbian in real life. So I think she's having a really hard time giving that loving chemistry that you would need to actually sort of show that you're in a relationship. She did it with characters on Voyager, no problem.
No. She never had a loving.
She never loved a relationship, but there was chemistry between her and Chakotay.
Sure, but what I'm trying to say is like Jerry Ryan's character 7 of 9 does not have any experience as far as we know. And she comes from the Fenris Rangers when we come into Picard, and she's hard as steel, man. She's hard. There's no loving about this character. We don't have any on-screen like softness about this character at all, ever. Now, we don't know what happened those years she was with Chakotay after Voyager. We don't know what happened, but she's definitely, we're seeing 7 as she is. And I think Jerry Ryan's playing the character like, well, 7 wouldn't be a lovey-dovey character because she doesn't have that experience, right?
I don't know. I just think if it doesn't fit the character, you should have introduced it. It was obviously it's just
pointless. It was dribble. They haven't developed the relationship. So it was pointless to make them to do that. They were pointing. They were utilizing the inclusive thing.
Real quick before we get to the next topic, Jeremy Snyder asked, "Nice beanie. Is that a mixed tease?" It will be.
Yes. Brian has an entire headwear line of Popcast, pop culture historian. So
yeah, Matt Bader said, "I wish Trisha Helfer played his mom." I mean, any reason to see Trisha Helfer back on screen, I'll take it. Did anyone? Blah, 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 blah. The episode was awful. And where's the brother?
The brother was the monster. So the monster inside of that was holding the kid in the dungeon. If you looked at it, it looked awfully a lot like his brother.
Weird.
And I bet there's some sort of symbology. They tended to probably do that.
Mm.
And yes, they both were, didn't have a great relationship with their father. So
yeah, Dark Knight said, I thought being gay was not a choice. Why would someone choose to be gay all of a sudden after they're heterosexual? Listen, man, that those goalposts are moving around a lot. So
I'm not going to pretend to understand it, to be honest with you, because it's not understandable to me. So,
okay,
yeah,
so go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to keep going with the episode real quick.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to do.
Okay. So Talon is a Romulan.
Yes. Okay. That's what I wanted to talk about. I'm glad that you brought it up because I wanted to make it very clear that, I called that 3 weeks ago.
You did say that.
The second they introduced not Talon, not Loris, whatever her name is.
Not Loris. We'll call her not Loris.
The second they introduced not Loris, Dork Knight and I, Danny and I on Salty Nerd literally said, okay, that's Gary 7, 100%. That's a Gary 7 type character.
Okay.
That very first episode, we called it on.
What? No. It was called by us 2 days before when I said it was a Gary.
That's right. Okay.
Because of the doorway.
You're right. The doorway. Now, that ended up being.
You do too many podcasts, dude. We can't.
I know. I do too many podcasts. That ended up being 100% correct. But on that same podcast, I said, I bet you if it's Gary 7, remember that one character that can turn from a cat to a person? She has some kind of ability or tech or whatever that can allow her to
change her, right?
Change her, appearance. Boom. Romulan. And all those, and I like it. I'll tell you why I like it. Even though it's obvious. They dropped so many Easter eggs that if she wasn't Romulan, I was going to be officially pissed off.
Yeah, as soon as she put the earpiece on and it was the Romulan ear and she was about to go in Picard's head, I'm like, oh, come on, guys. I mean, it's so obvious. If they didn't reveal it, it actually would have been dumb. If there was not a reveal after that ear, I mean, because obviously the device was created for Romulan ear.
Right.
Right. And, so it's like.
Oh, yeah. And for a minute there, I was like, is it Easter eggs or is she Romulan? Because if she had not been Romulan, I would have been like, okay, guys, too many Easter eggs. It's super misleading.
Yeah. Or not. It's like distracting. But what's cool is our original theory about how this season was going to roll down is still alive after 7 episodes. And the fact that they introduced Romulan back into it really gives it a little bit of life, especially since we haven't seen the mind meld that's coming in one of the upcoming 3 episodes. Some either Vulcans or Romulan are going to do a mind meld on a kid who's dressed in 20th century attire.
Right.
Okay. And in Soong's android or clone, whatever the heck she is,
Coney, whatever,
is going to witness it.
Not Doge.
Not Doge, right. And so it's going to be that hasn't happened yet. And that's going to be an entire page turner, which we'll have a video for you probably on Tuesday about that.
Yeah. I'm really hoping that, we're not going to be 100% correct. I get that. But
no, it's impossible.
If we were 70% correct, I'm calling it a win.
If we're 50% correct, I'm going to call it a win.
So what if it's not, instead of being Colonel Green, that character is Adam Sohn.
Right.
You know?
And I think we're on that track.
Right. And so it wasn't Q that modified anything. It was Romulans in some way influencing Adam Sohn. And that would be fascinating. Yeah,
it would be, because it's a little bit odd. I did not like the comment, and I don't really believe it, because it breaks Star Trek canon that sometimes they send different species to take care of other species. Honestly, Talon as a Romulan should not be overlooking Picard's ancestor on Earth. It's just very weird, and
it's hyper convenient, which I hate.
Yeah, Gary 7 said, they take people from their own worlds and send them back to their own worlds, and so the fact that they changed it here, I mean, maybe they're doing it to to like, force her into the role so that they can make sense of it. But it would be more cool if there was something subversive about her and this character still. She's not Laris. This is not the person that Picard is in love with. We need to remember this. Okay, this is another character. So if something nefarious were to happen with her, then it would still be okay.
Yeah, can I in honor of Mr. Kadish, he had a good point. He texted me yesterday, and I want to bring it up. How does she has some of the most advanced technology across space and time, but she has to wait 8 hours for her holographic ears to recharge?
What?
Not Laris.
Did Tollin say she had to wait 8 hours?
She said it takes 8 hours for her tech to recharge so she can turn her cloak back on or whatever it is.
I must have missed that part. That's weird.
That's what she said. And it's weird.
That was totally unnecessary.
Because they're more advanced than the Federation, and we've seen the Federation use similar technology to mask, alien features. So like, it's a weird thing. And right then I'm like, oh, it's because they're going to use it as a plot device where she has to hide her ears or whatever nonsense.
Yeah.
And it's going to be some, plot thing. They could have just left that scene on the cutting room table and not given us that piece of information.
We didn't need it. It didn't add anything. It didn't change. That's the other thing about these guys. They feel like they need to explain everything. And when they do that, it makes it seem very hollow or false because they have to change something. It's like mentioning Picard's father, I have hair, but you don't in this episode. It's like there's so many moments in this show where they've done this. It's just not necessary for them to point out. Yes. I mean, Guinan, I think when we met her, she had something that she was like pointed about. You don't need to tell us. We will, let us figure it out.
Yeah, we're Star Trek fans. We're not idiots.
Exactly. They forget that.
Yeah. So let's talk about Guinan real quick. Because I don't want this review to be like 2 hours long. But Guinan...
Yeah. We do need to go back to Rios.
Okay, you want to finish out Rios first, then
so we got an interesting thing here. He used a line from Voyage Home. He used the Kirk line where he's like, no, I'm from Chile. I just work in outer space. Whereas Kirk said, no, I'm from Iowa, but I just work in outer space. So they use that line again as a callback. The one thing I didn't like, Rios is constantly telling Teresa, he's trying to tell her without breaking the time protocols or breaking the rules. But then he ends up taking him to his ship. So I'm not exactly sure what that was supposed to be.
Yeah,
a little bit of overkill.
This whole thing, I can't tell you. I need to be super sketchy and shady so you don't trust me. And then, Picard's in danger, so I need to reveal his technology. You know what? F it. Just come to my spaceship. Like,
yeah, it was not good. Now he's going to have to take him to the future, or else we got a problem.
Right now they have to go to the future.
Yeah, Kirk took the one he showed the future, his lady, whatever, to the future. These folks, we're going to probably find a way that they find out that, they die or something in a horrible car accident or something. He ends up taking them with him or something.
Yeah. I don't know. Someone said that maybe he just stays behind. Maybe it's a reverse Voyage Home.
I mean, maybe, but I guess, I mean, yeah.
Because he was really into the past. He's really into the cigars and the steak and the whole vibe.
That's true. Yeah, I guess they could leave him back. I mean, yeah, that would work.
All right. So
well, it could screw up their future though. No, that was still gonna be a problem. Like, who does she end up with?
Right.
So there has to be some sort of explanation.
Okay. So,
and the last thing before you move on to the Q and Guinan or the Guinan thing, we did get confirmation that the Borg Queen may assimilate current Earth. So we weren't sure if this iteration of the Borg Queen with Jurati could assimilate. And they basically say that, they confirm that for us here.
Right.
That is a fear, which we weren't sure.
Right. So dumb. It's so dumb. Look, I was completely fine with the Borg Queen taking over Jurati, even Jurati becoming like the future queen at some point, like that queen that was all masked up. Fine, cool. That's cool. Great. Yeah. But if she has the ability to do what other Borg do, then okay, you just screwed everything. Like, they should have just left that. They should have left, like, oh, her nanites don't work right. Something. They should have given it a reason why she can't just randomly assimilate people. Because that's another story in a story in a story in a story. And you're like, and I still just want to know what the hell is going on with Q. Oh, my God. All right. All right. So let's talk about Guinan, because Picard goes to Guinan and says, I need your help, Guinan. I need
that was pretty good. That was pretty good, Picard.
Thank you. I just have to sound like a very old, frail man.
I need your help, Guinan.
I need to locate Q. And Guinan's like, hey, I can't locate Q. And then she goes, wait, I can. My bad.
Hey, we promised you guys that we would explain why Q is afraid of Guinan in Picard, and voila.
Oh yeah, yeah. So yeah, our other theory video about Guinan is, well, it's spot on now, except for like where we theorize she got her powers from some other thing. But either way,
no, we didn't theorize. That's the facts. They're theorizing in this show. Sorry, I'm not going to give that one up. We got facts where she got her powers from. If they want to change that in Picard, that's their business. But
right. Either way, we told you that Picard would reveal why she's so special, and seven episodes in, they did.
And I don't like it, actually.
I hate it so much. It's so stupid. I'm
okay with so I kind of like the idea of them being able to summon, or her being able to summon Q, and without, beyond his power, kind of like a genie in a way. So that would, if I was Q, I would not like that. I would not like being jerked out of things by somebody just because they can. My problem with it was the bottle, and the weird seance.
So guys,
why would Guinan have the bottle?
Right, her people made a truce with the Q,
right,
over a bottle, and she happens to have said bottle that summons said Q.
Right. Of all of her people, and how it's very odd. And why was there, I don't know.
It's something the most convenient thing on the planet. It's so bad.
I mean, they had to come up with something, and I'll give him credit. When Whoopi Goldberg did this, right? And Q went like this. I mean, that was like the moment where you're like, oh crap, what was she going to do? Like what was going to happen? Now he was already there, so she's obviously not going to summon him, right? So I don't, it was a little bit weird, and I know they had to come up with something, and there really was nothing.
No, like, there is. No reason. I can write this. Go ahead. You want to include Guinan, and you want to find Q. We already know Guinan is sensitive to time or whatever.
Well, that's what we said. Now they're not saying that, which they should have.
No. They said that. They said that when she got like time sickness or whatever when he was talking to her.
Oh, the Alorians. Yes, that's right. Yes.
All right. So make her sensitive to Q too. That would explain TNG. Yeah. That would explain now. And then travel around the city. You can do it a whole episode because you love wasting episodes where she's basically a diviner rod for Q.
Looking for Q. That would have worked. Yeah. No, they didn't need to. I mean, I'm okay with the whole, like, they can summon the Q. I mean, that there had to be a real reason why Q would be sort of afraid of her, right? So we needed that explanation. Just being able to find a Q wouldn't give a reason for Q to react the way he did, I don't think. So they needed something stronger. I just think that what was the bottle and the strumming of it was very odd. It's like they wanted to connect the fact that she's a bartender. And let me tell you guys something. Elorians are not the greatest bartenders of the universe. Like, they're making this, if you watched the Ready Room afterwards, they're turning 10 forward and the fact that Guinan's a bartender into the essential meaning of her character, which is not the case at all. She's done so many jobs. She's been married to so many people. She just happened to be a bartender on the Enterprise.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not who she is as an individual, like, for her whole life.
Yeah. During her incredibly long life, she spent a few years on the Enterprise as a bartender.
Right. It's weird.
Holy crap. Now everything is about 10 forward. Everything is about, like, 10 forward and her being the best barkeeper in the universe. Like,
now they've got a wine bottle, like, that summons Q because she's a it's just like, My God, who's writing this stuff? 12-year-olds?
It's so dumb.
No, it's weird.
Okay. So on the note, I know you're like, hey, they can summon Q. It brings up so many problems. Okay, how are the Elorians even a threat to Q where they need to actually have a truce? Because the Elorians don't seem to have any actual powers other than the Qs don't like them.
Yeah, they could have just wiped them out.
Yeah,
the Q just could have wiped them out.
Q could just...
You're gone.
What do you need a truce for? We could just literally snap them out of existence.
Based on this explanation.
Yeah. Right. And how do I know that based on this explanation and previous TNG? Well, because most of her people were wiped out by the Borg.
Right.
You think the Borg is going to wipe the Q out? So why do you need to make a truce with a clearly inferior species?
Right.
I'll tell you why. Because Guinan's the best bartender in the world.
That's it, man.
In the universe. It makes no sense. It's so dumb.
They could have given it a little more thought process. This could have been really cool. And they didn't make it cool. I like your idea of being a divining rod that Qs. It would have been cool if Qs don't really have any power over Elorians. That would have been kind of neat because we talked about that before, where Whoopi doesn't really disappear when the rest of everybody disappears when in Q Who. Yeah, like she's still behind the bar, but everybody else is gone because Q got rid of them.
Yeah, they wouldn't need powers if they simply were nullifiers, basically, to the Q.
Yes, and that would explain why Q is afraid of her because he can't do anything to her.
Yeah, that would explain why Q has an issue with her, and it would also explain why she doesn't have powers. It's not that she doesn't have powers; her passive innate ability is that the Q can't control them.
That's it. That's it.
That would have been. Why aren't you a writer? Just call up Patrick Stewart and say, "Listen, I'm going to help you
we don't have the right messaging."
All right.
First, we have to include that the oil is killing the planet, and the wrong people are running the world.
Right. So when she did this, did it look like she was making fun of Guinan for a second?
No, she did that on purpose. So she said she wanted to incorporate that because Guinan did it, and it was such an important part of her character. She really wanted that to be a part of this. So she thought she would include it as part of the seance. The problem with that is Guinan does it when Q's already there, like she's going to zap him. So if using that to say that's how I called you, Q, it just doesn't line up with what actually happened.
Oh, I thought she used it because she thought that maybe the guy coming in was Q.
No. She used it because, and she's talked about it in the ready room afterwards. She said
so weird though. It looked like she was mocking the original Guinan, and I like this actress, but it almost like the way she did it and has like a half smile on her face. Almost looked like she was mocking the original Guinan. It didn't look like a serious thing, and I guess it's hard to make this kind of.
It's hard to tell, maybe, yeah.
Ugh. Oh, I hate it so much. And then, lo and behold, everybody, now the FBI are involved. Holy crap.
Yeah, I don't think it's the FBI though.
Oh, yeah?
No, because Jay Carnes, who played this FBI agent here, he was also Lieutenant Duquesne in Star Trek Voyager's episode Relativity during season 5. It was episode 23. And that was when he played a time agent who took 7 of 9 out of Voyager, remember? And run her around.
My God.
So it's the same actor.
He's playing the same character.
It's got to be the same character, because why would you bring that guy back? And you also have 7 in the show, so they're going to run into each other, which could be kind of cool. And you've got Guinan already like calling him out in the preview coming up for next episode.
Yeah. He's a time agent or whatever.
He's a time agent, bro. He's got to be.
I like that because if you just introduced a whole new thing with the FBI, I would have been like, come on.
I know, that would have been so not cool, especially since the FBI has nothing to do with this kind of thing.
Nothing.
Like this would not be the FBI. This would be like the people who the people out at Area 51. That's who would have been involved in this.
It would probably be SG-1.
Yeah, SG-1. Yeah.
Stargate Command would definitely be involved with looking for aliens.
Yeah, so this is going to be interesting. They would not have included, at least I don't believe they would have included the same actor.
No, you don't got to pay that guy. You can get any random dude to play that character. If he's throwaway. He's not. You're right. He's a time agent.
He's a time agent.
Yeah. That's interesting.
The last thing I want to mention.
Bro, you should have saved that for a Prime Video, dude. What do you think?
What's that?
The time
the fact
agents
that
are
he's
here.
in that episode?
Yeah, that would have been an epic theory.
Well, I mean, I feel like we could, but it feels to me like it's too obvious. I mean, like as soon as he showed up, I'm like, oh, okay. Well,
it's one of my favorite episodes, and I didn't even recognize him.
I guess some people didn't recognize him.
Right.
I know Voyager really well, so maybe that's what it is. The interesting thing here is, remember the bar where Girardi goes in and breaks the glass to raise her endorphins, so the Borg Queen can remain in control of Seven.
Right.
The singer that's on the stage is Patrick Stewart's wife. So the girl that's up there singing, her name is Sunny Ozell, and that's Patrick Stewart's wife. And she actually is a singer, and she's singing one of her own songs.
Hey, she's sort of young.
She's youngish looking. Yes, she's much younger than Patrick Stewart is. But I thought that was interesting that she had a little cameo there.
I gotta tell you, oh damn, I didn't want to do that. I gotta tell you, the FBI agent guy, he did a really good job in that bar when he was like making small talk and all that.
Yeah, that was good. I liked it.
I totally bought that he was just like being annoying. And when he busted out the badge, I'm like, oh snaps.
No, he was there for a reason. You could tell. Like, there's no way.
I didn't tell immediately, but then so he busts out the badge. I'm like, oh, that was cool. And I'm like, oh god damn, it's freaking FBI now.
Yeah, it's funny. And then so Picard leaves his comm badge, right? Which we're gonna find out this guy actually picked it up. I got a question for you. Where is Rios's comm badge?
I know, for real, dude.
They at least please tell us what happened to it. It's still in the clinic, or he got it back.
Yeah.
Please, because it's so stressful that he just left it.
You can't leave such advanced technology just like
without showing us that he got it back or something, you know?
Right. Yeah, they're not even going to. That's the sad part. All right.
That's all I got.
Let's wrap this up. That's so give me your thoughts. 5-star rating. What do you got?
Oh, for the episode?
1 to 5 stars for this episode.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe like I don't know. I would give the acting was really good, but they didn't move the storyline along. It wasn't that it was bad, it was just kind of boring and there were some dumb things in it. I give it like a 2.
Yeah, I give it a 2, and that extra 1, that it's really a 1, but I'm giving it 1 star because one of our theories were proved correct. So
yeah, I don't know if I like the 5-star system, to be honest with you. Maybe we'll come up with our own system.
Just forced you to have a harsh critique.
No, I don't mind being a critic. I don't know if I like the 5-star system. We'll come up with something.
Whatever it is, not a great episode.
Not a great episode. No, I mean, a great episode. It was like, whatever. Did we learn anything? Not much.
No. In fact, I feel like there was a lot of waste of time in the whole Mindscape thing.
Yeah, we learned about Guinan. That was really the only thing that we really learned that mattered.
I wanted to fast forward so bad during the whole mind thing.
Yeah, it was boring.
So boring.
The acting in the very beginning was good though. Between Picard and James Callis, that like back and forth, thing was really cool in the first few minutes.
Right. Oh, also when they figured out that Girardi's the Borg, like, we better call Picard. And I'm like, yeah, for what? What's he gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I kind of thought the same thing. I'm like, what's Picard gonna do?
What's Picard gonna do?
Maybe he'll have an answer. Yeah. I would have called Seven. That's who I would have called. She probably knows more about it than anybody else.
All right, guys. So that's it for the Picard review. Let us know what you guys think in the comment section below. And that's about it. Let's look at the chats real quick.
Yeah, we got some good chat stuff here.
Got some good chats.
Let's see. Stress-free K. Also, it probably would have been Homeland Security. Yes, that's probably who it would have been. Homeland Security. NSA or the Air Force, possibly.
I'm telling you. SG-1. Stargate Command. SG-1.
Bring them in.
How epic would that be, though, if someone in an SGZ patch shows up?
I know, right? And what's interesting is they got him because they caught him once again. How many times have people been caught transporting in and out in this show so far?
I know.
It's like they got him on a camera, a close up on him, zoom. Yeah. The camera happened to be right there, and then of course Guinan's like, "Oh, that's right, I got cameras outside." This is one of those times when they do it again, where they're like totally explaining dumb things. Like Guinan's like, "Oh yeah, I had cameras outside of my place." Oh, no, duh. Like, obviously there's a camera out there. Why do you need to waste time telling us that? It's weird, isn't it? I don't know. What else we got? Stress-free K, 7.5. Okay, I like the 1 out of 10 scale. That's good because it does give more nuance. See, the problem with the 1 out of 5 is that you always end up like at 2.5 for stuff. So you can give more nuance. So they say 7.5 because the dream stuff was boring. And I agree with that.
Fair.
What's the deal with the magic key? Yeah, that's going to be the key that Picard lets his mom out. You know, in his mind, in the little story he's telling, it's a magic key, but obviously dad had to lock mom up for her safety. And so he'll probably use a real key to get her out.
Bro, I just had a wild Popcast prophet theory.
Let's hear it.
He uses his mind key to unlock his mom. His mom takes over his personality. He transitions to a woman and becomes the Borg Queen. That's
Boom.
That's why the masked Borg Queen says, "Look up."
You nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah. His mom.
Yeah.
Assimilates his mind.
Okay.
And then he becomes the Borg Queen.
Is he going to compete against other women in sports or something?
Oh, he's going to compete against Girardi, and that'll be the
yes, to be the new Borg Queen.
That'll be the social lesson for everyone.
Okay.
Anyone can be a Borg Queen.
Actually, it's funny. I did see a comment somewhere where somebody said Picard will be the new Borg Queen. And it's like the one that the Borg Queen, and somebody's like, wait a sec, did you just say Picard will be the Borg Queen? And it was funny because that's kind of what everybody was thinking.
I mean, I can tell you, I wouldn't put it past him.
Let's see. Dork Knight's got 3.5 or 4 out of 10. Okay, that's pretty low. Timo Hoffman, can the temporal agency please look at the U.S. Discovery and fix it? Timo, Discovery's off the chart, bro. It's done.
Yeah. It's good. They sent it to the future, and they're keeping it going for some reason, but it's not a part of anything going on now. So we can just pretend like we can do exactly what CBS Paramount's doing. They're pretending like Discovery never happened.
Yeah, that's essentially it.
When they went to the future, like, okay, close the seals. No one ever talks about this again. They literally said that, like Spock. We're never going to refer to it ever again. Yeah.
And that's when things started to change in Trek. You know, we're going to talk about it more. You're going to hear it more in the article tomorrow, but pay close attention to the things that have changed in Picard season 2 going into season 3. And the one thing we haven't mentioned is, hey, the OG crew's coming back. TNG crew's back, bro. Season 3, right? Watch tomorrow for a video that's going to break your brain a little bit about how that's going to be integrated into the upcoming season.
Speaking of, Dork might just said, Brian just blew my mind.
I think he's being sarcastic, though, right?
You're being sarcastic.
Yeah, because, yeah. I like your theory, though, because that's kind of the way the world seems to be going right now.
If that happened, man, I think.
If it happened, I would just laugh and be like, all right, well, not a big surprise there. But you know it's not going to happen because Terry Matalas is in charge, and Terry Matalas is a good guy.
Terry Matalas is a genius, but I don't know if he's the one steering the ship totally. I think that there is I think Akiva Goldsman or whatever has his hand thoroughly on that rudder. So maybe the story
not
points
anymore.
No?
Akiva Goldsman is taken off to go do well, now we'll have to see what happens with Will Smith. He was supposed to take off to do the I Am Legend continuation movie. So he's not a part of Picard season 3 at all. In fact, Matalas is the sole showrunner for season 3.
I Am Legend 2 is just Will Smith running from an army of Jada Pinkett Smiths.
Oh gosh, the whole Will Smith thing is interesting to talk about. I know we don't have it in here, but you know, he's banned from the Oscars for 10 years. There's a whole, it's like now that everybody's like, they looked around to check to see if it was okay to start, you know, going against Will Smith. And now that it's been okay, now everybody's going to go against him.
Yeah.
You notice that?
Poor guy was like, okay, everybody, I'm sorry. Because of my actions, I'm going to rehab. And I got to know, what the F does rehab have to do with you slapping someone? Like, what, are you addicted to slapping people? Like, what's the point of you're going to rehab? Like, where's the addiction? You can't say you're addicted to violence when this is your first time being violent. Like, yeah, it's just that it's the normal celebrity thing. I made a mistake. I'm going to go to rehab. I'll come out a clean man. Like,
He could have just said, I'm going to counseling.
Yeah, he could have
You know
just.
what I mean? I'm
He could
going
have
to
just said
counseling.
nothing. He could have just said nothing and waited like 4 months.
He needed to say he was doing something about it because all the punishments were coming, everything was happening. He needed to say something.
You're right. What he should have said was, I divorced Jada Pinkett Smith.
Well, that I don't even know if that would have been good for him. Like that's what he should do. But socially and everything they're trying to protect, I don't know. We'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
They're probably going to bond their family back together. What Jada needs to do is come out and say, I'm a one-woman gal. I'm a one-man gal from now on. And it's Will Smith.
She's never going to say that.
I know.
She loves the multiple partners, man.
That's his problem. Yeah.
Yeah. One of them. All right. So, let's move on to our next story here. We're going to talk about everyone's second favorite ensign, Will Wheaton.
Right.
Shut up.
Everyone's second. That was good, dude. That was a good shot.
Actually, I got that from you. That was your line. You wrote that for me.
But I got to tell you, it's 100% true because Harry Kim is my favorite.
Forever ensign. Will Wheaton moved by Jerry O'Connell's apology for being unaware of child abuse. You were 11.
This is, why I'm so conflicted, Brian. And a lot of people didn't. I liked Wesley Crusher in TNG. I liked the kid. I liked the character. I was a kid, a little bit older, but I was a kid. And so, I could relate to wanting to be in that position, and to be doing what he's going through. And so there were a lot of episodes that I liked him in that show. And I know we tease him and make a lot of fun of him and stuff. But the grown-up that is Will Wheaton is just embarrassing. I don't know what the right word is. Like I watch these after shows with him every week, and it's just so cringy with him.
Yeah, it's cringe-tastic.
It's obvious that like he's left out of the loop of Star Trek. Really, I mean, he got this gig, which is cool for him, but it's like he doesn't quite measure up to all the other actors that were on the original show, and he's constantly trying to like lodge himself into them somehow or make himself a part of that family in a way. And then it's like uncomfortable watching like Brent Spiner and Jonathan Frakes talk to him because they're like trying to like stroke his ego and make him feel better about the fact that he's not really anything anymore. It's really a weird like thing to watch. And just his tone and the way he carries himself and the way he talks about himself is very, I don't know, is the word sad? Is it very
it's
typical?
He is like a super beta male, and he has this whole beta male sort of like the way he holds himself and carries himself and talks is very like there's no other word for it other than like beta. He doesn't have his own identity. His entire identity is attached to something that he is no longer part of anymore. And to be fair, I feel like it was super problematic having the Traveler, an adult, take a child on an adventure in space.
I know, right?
Right? Like, what were they thinking? That was so weird.
That was kind of creepy. I mean, he was technically an adult, I guess, because he went to the academy. He'd already been to Starfleet, or he was at Starfleet at the time when it happened, right? So, I mean, I guess technically he was an adult, but it was a little bit weird.
You're like, hey, Wesley, come with me on an adventure. You're like, no, bro. Oh my God.
No, Mom, don't let this stranger take me.
Get off this ship, dude. Oh, that was such a weird episode, Shane.
But to come to find out, apparently, Will Wheaton suffered a lot of childhood abuse from his parents, as Jerry O'Connell. And the reason why this story is interesting is, of course, we know Jerry O'Connell from Sliders.
Right.
But if you're a little bit older and you recall, in the movie Stand By Me, which is a story written by Stephen King, those two actors, along with River Phoenix and I can't remember the other kid, but they were in this movie Stand By Me, and they played the kid version, right, of these characters. And it was actually a really great movie that did really well. But during this movie, apparently Will Wheaton was suffering from his parents. His father was, I guess, mean to him. His mother was taking advantage of him. And I guess he was suffering during the making of that movie, especially. And so this entire podcast that he did with Jerry O'Connell, basically is Jerry O'Connell saying, hey, you know, I wish I could have been there for you. And then you got Will Wheaton saying, well, you were 11. It's okay. It's kind of this weird, like, you know, Jerry O'Connell trying to recognize it because apparently they were friends. But it was just kind of an awkward thing, you know?
Yeah. What's going on with, I'm sorry, wrong screen. This dude right here, Corey Feldman. Have you seen him recently?
Oh, yeah, Corey. I forgot about him.
Bro, why is he dressing like Michael Jackson?
He's been doing that since he was a teenager, man.
No, it's like he's like in whiteface and the whole thing. Like it's weird, bro.
Really?
It's weird. I don't know if you've seen him recently. And he has like this like death metal group where he has angels playing guitars. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Let's see images.
Especially considering that I was told growing up that I look like that guy. I'm like, all right. Here we go.
He does look like Michael. Hey, pull up a picture. Show me.
Wait. Super chat. We have a super chat. Jeremy Snyder said, just chesting the super chat. Thank you, Jeremy. I love you, man.
Love you, man.
And it does work. Yeah, boy.
Wait, Jeremy, that's our first official super chat.
Our
for
first
Popcast
official
Unleashed.
super chat. Screenshot it. NFT time.
You know what? I'm just going to randomly say NFT when I don't understand things. I'm like, oh, look at NFT.
Oh, NFT. Oh, one of the comments we had on our NFT video was this guy who wrote like an essay about why NFTs are good, and like his whole reasoning was like because they're attached to real world things like concert tickets and memberships. I'm like, yeah, but the Star Trek ones aren't attached to anything. So your entire 5-page essay, my bro, is invalid because you're saying that they're worth something because they're attached to real world things, but the Star Trek NFTs aren't attached to anything. They're just computer-driven, algorithm-created artwork. I don't get it. And I'm still like, I kind of get it. Like, okay, they're making art that's going through the blockchain, which is why it's worth $5 trillion every time you buy one. I don't know. I don't get it. That's not why. It's because it's only worth that because someone said it's worth that.
I know.
Case in point, the first ever $1 million NFT was what? It was Jack Dorsey's very first tweet. If you recall, he literally
That's interesting.
He made his NFT. He made his very first tweet an NFT. Sold for $1 million. The guy recently put it on auction last week. Guess how much it sold for?
How much?
$273.
Well, that's funny.
He's obviously not going to accept the sale, but that was the highest bid was $273.
Can you tell me the difference between this really quick? Because I want to see Corey Feldman as Michael Jackson, but really quick. What's the difference between an NFT and me screenshotting Jack Dorsey's first tweet and saving it as a JPEG? What's the difference?
I'll tell you what the difference is.
I don't get it.
Someone took time to mine that JPEG into the blockchain so it would be a permanent record. So that when you sold that permanent record, whoever owns that permanent record owns that permanent record of that screenshot. But that's the only difference.
So it's worthless. There's no point.
Yes,
I got it.
It's worthless. And the NFTs that are worth something like, oh, you buy this NFT of Coachella or whatever. You have a lifetime membership to Coachella. You never have to pay again. Okay. Well, that does have a value.
Okay. Yeah.
But guys, out of the thousands of NFTs, it's very rare that any of them have any actual real world connection. The majority of the high price NFTs are 8-bit MS Paint gorillas. I swear to God, it's the weirdest thing.
It's like people are treating it like an investment, like artwork, like you would art, but you got to have a community. So I guess if you have a community of like rabid NFT fans who want to own a bunch of NFTs that they can't freaking hang on their walls for other people to look at, then, you know, I guess that would make it valuable in its own way, because I'm not going to spend $5 million because somebody took poop and sprayed it all over a thing and hung it on the wall.
But at least that's a physical thing you can actually hang in your house.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, I would argue that is worth more than Jack Dorsey's first tweet.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, I see in all of these Corey Feldman images I'm seeing on Google, when you look it up, almost every one of them looks like Michael. He even has pictures where like his one strand of hair comes down the side of his face. Yeah, he's definitely all in on Michael Jackson. Again,
wasn't he like the one? wasn't he like the one guy too that came out in that doc and he was like, look, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Michael never molested me or whatever. He's very clear on it.
Yeah, he said Michael never molested me, and he told me that was a roll of pennies that was actually poking me in the back.
You know what?
Counting his change.
If I was a child psychologist and I can go forward in time and see him now, I'd be like, so yeah, listen, now that I see that you're dressing up as Michael Jackson on a daily basis, I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't believe you.
Yeah, I don't believe you. Not only you want to be Michael Jackson so bad, you have a little bit of Michael in you somewhere, I'm sure.
No, Shane. What? No.
Dude,
Oh,
Michael, listen, I like Michael Jackson, but that dude was and as far as I can believe, you don't have little kids sleep in your bed unless something's wrong with you.
Well, yeah,
especially they're not your kids.
Someone was like, well, it was a bit, he didn't have a regular room. It was like a giant room. I'm like, okay, well, if he has a giant room where kids and him can sleep comfortably without having to touch each other, then I think the parents can also join them. I don't understand why they couldn't be allowed. And what parents like, oh, sure, Mike, go ahead and take my kid in your room by yourself.
Yeah. Parents who want, $2 or $3 million. Yes.
Geez.
There are parents out there, disgusting parents.
That is some despicable behavior, man.
Like Will Wheaton's parents, because obviously you don't stick your kid into acting unless you're something in it for you.
Hell of a segue, bro. I was really trying to get away from Will Wheaton, and you just segued right back.
Because that's what the story's about. I like Jerry O'Connell. I don't know. This is part of my youth. It's part of your youth. It's something that's interesting to me. So I just thought it was cool that Sliders, Jerry O'Connell, and Star Trek Next Generation Will Wheaton got together to cry about childhood abuse.
I just want to see a Goonies remake, and I want all the original Goonies to be now parents to the new Goonies.
That would be interesting. Yeah.
Why not?
Oh, it would be. They would be grandparents, but yeah.
No, Corey Feldman wouldn't be a grand. He'd be a father, I think, right?
No. Corey Feldman is older than you and at least my age.
What?
Yep. Corey Feldman's 50 years old, my brother.
Jeez. You know what, Hollywood? You know what? When you were making your 9th Fast and the Furious movie, remember this. You missed the chance to make Goonies 2 with the original kids now being parents to a new set of kids. You could have literally remade Goonies every 22 years with the previous kids being parents to the new kids. It could have been a rite of passage for my kids and my grandkids and my grandkids. All right. Keep making Fast and Furious though, please.
It didn't work out. You're right. It's a waste. It's a miss. Big miss.
Speaking of, I believe Brie Larson is joining Fast and Furious 10.
I don't want to talk about it.
Just when you thought it couldn't get any more ridiculous.
Well, now I'm 100% not going to watch the next Fast.
Brie Larson's knocking on the door. Hey, Vin. Hey, can I come in?
I'm not watching that movie now. I just can't. I'm not watching anything that woman's in.
I found out today that Vin Diesel is not his real name.
Oh yeah, no, it's not.
I didn't know that.
No, we knew that.
I didn't. You knew that. I didn't know that.
Bro, come on. Who's going to name their kid Vin Diesel?
Look, I thought it was like Vincent Diesel or something like that. So this guy literally picked the most like 80s gay name you can possibly pick.
You want to be an action star, bro.
All right. I get it.
That's it. He wanted to be an action star. And he did it. Kudos to him.
My new name is Muscle Man Davis.
Well, let's see. You had Sylvester Stallone, which that was his name. You had all these names out there. I guess he just had to go with something angry sounding.
All right. Well, what's next?
We've got Discovery purchase of Warner Media will be DC on steroids. But what's about to happen to your HBO Max?
Oh, yeah. This is actually bad news. So we're acting like it's good news, but it's bad news.
Oh, real quick. Can we do the chat real quick?
Oh, yeah.
Because, okay.
Yeah, let me switch back to this one. Boom.
Hey, good to see you, Marcus. Marcus, haven't seen Marcus in a long time. Good to see you on the show, man.
I see Marcus all the time on Facebook. What's up, bro?
Yeah, he's on Facebook and he's in Discord, which, by the way, if you guys haven't joined our Discord, go check it out. It's a good chat over there. Archmage Archmage Frey, the end goal for NFTs is to hang them in your virtual home in the metaverse. LOL. It's funny, Archmage. You're right. I have heard that. And someday people might be LOLing us, but I think it's a long way in the future, if ever.
Yeah. You know what NFTs remind me of? It's like, if you play video games, then you could buy like battle chests. And like you can buy a battle chest and you can open it up and or something random skin or something comes out that you can use to customize your experience in the game, right?
Right.
And that's what sort of what an NFT is. It doesn't actually have any intrinsic value, but in some way you can customize your experience. And you can also flex on other players and show them your super rare, skins and whatnot. But NFTs are like that, but without any of the ability to flex.
Right.
Or customize anything. It's like all the profit of a weird digital skin, but none of the benefit to the person buying it.
I don't know. It's all strange to me.
It's the weirdest thing. So weird. Anyways, hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We almost forgot to say that because we had 1,000 subs. We stopped talking about it.
I know, you're right. We got to keep
we don't need any more subscribers.
There we go. Dork Knight, I guess he's leaving to go to another stream. Okay, that's cool.
Later, Dork Knight. Hey,
Danny
what
Rowe,
stream are you going to, bro? How dare you? No, I'm kidding.
He's doing one.
Yeah, I'm joking. I know.
Oh, I see. Danny Rowe, Corey Feldman said he was abused by several others in Hollywood. That would not surprise me, Danny. Good to see you. Jerry O'Connell is Star Trek 2. That's right. Lower Decks. You don't see his face, but he is definitely a voice, so that's cool. Probably the other lost sister to Dom. Yeah, it's either Dom's sister, but it's likely Brian's sister.
No, it's Brian's sister.
Yeah.
Brie Larson, mark my words, okay? I mean, I could be wrong, but I am almost positive in my own headcanon here. Brie Larson is playing Brian's sister, and they're finally going to reveal that something bad happened to Brian, and that brought in Brie Larson.
I'm not watching it.
His long lost sister, because what is it all about, Shane? Family. It's about family. And she's going to take Brian's place. And I guarantee you, the franchise was already on. When you send your street racers to space, you've ran out of things to do. When you bring Brie Larson to a franchise, you've ran out of things to do.
Yeah. I'm not going to see that movie now. 100%. I don't want to watch that. So I didn't want to really watch the last one. I'm definitely not watching the next one. And I'm on the rock side of this whole thing. Sorry.
You watched the last one because we talked about it for 3 months about them going to space.
I had to see that. And I also wanted to see if John Cena could act, and we found out that was not the case. So,
well, at least not in this. He was great in Peacemaker.
Right. Yeah. He can't do serious roles. He's a funny guy.
Right. You really can't do serious.
All right. What are we doing now? Oh, we're talking Discovery.
Yeah. Talk about not Star Trek Discovery. Thank God. Discovery.
I wasn't
Warner
even thinking
Media.
about that at all.
I didn't know Discovery had this much juice where they can buy Warner Media. Did you know Discovery's that big?
Funny. They didn't really buy it. So AT&T owns them all. Right. And
this is shenanigans.
So the Discovery Channel is owned by AT&T. So they've got, but they operate on their own. It's like a buy within a buy. And I learned all this in a really weird way because I was looking at my stocks and I realized that my AT&T stock just dropped like crazy. Right. And I'm like, what the heck just happened? Right. Why did my AT&T stock drop? Well, it's because when Discovery bought Warner Media Discovery, WMD ticker symbol, I was given a bunch of shares of that. And so now it kind of offset the AT&T stock. So it's just a weird thing.
So you now own Warner Media?
I immediately sold it. So I immediately sold it because I don't have a lot of faith that Discovery. The problem with Discovery Channel is that, and things are going to happen here. You guys got to remember the streaming wars. We are still in the infancy stages of all this stuff, where you're going to have a lot of people eating each other, and then we'll end up with the big ones here coming down the road. Discovery is trying to squeeze in here by buying Warner Media and turning themselves into something. But Discovery's been losing money for so long that I just don't believe in them.
Hey, how does this work? Because I have a Discovery. I have the Discovery streaming service, and I have the HBO streaming service. So are they going to combine?
At some point they will. They have said they will at some point combine.
So I'm going to save $7 a month.
No, they'll probably just charge more.
Oh God.
So what'll happen is you're paying $9.99 a month for HBO right now, and you're paying, I think, $6.99 for Discovery.
Right. Yeah.
So you'll just end up paying some sort of larger fee down the road for both of them. But what's really weird is there's really a lot around this story. So let's say the first thing that we can talk about is, so you guys know, Warner Brothers is now owned by Discovery, and they are planning to make changes. So yeah, you've got this one article here about the subscription, but we got another article. I actually had two of them up.
This one?
Yeah, they're going to change Warner Brothers.
Yeah. I got both of them up. I got both of them, bro. I'm a
sorry,
good producer.
You are a good producer. I got the wrong one up. Okay, that's fine. Essentially, this is tied into so many things. There's actually multiple stories. Did I include this someplace else? So that we're going to go back to back, right? So we've got Discovery's purchase of Warner will be DC on steroids. And what about your HBO Max? And on top of that, we have the Snyder Cut is being blamed for HBO Max subscription woes. Thank you, Grace Randolph, for putting that out, although I'm not sure she's right. So we've got kind of this whole conglomerate talking about. So first off, let's just say Discovery bought Warner, and now they're going to change DC. What they want is because they just spent so much money, and Discovery is, they have no cash. They're bleeding revenue. They need to make money. So here's the one thing they're going to do. They're going to take DC and they're going to do a whole lot of stuff with it. So if you're a DC fan, get ready. We're about to get a whole lot more content in the vein of Marvel that we've already seen.
Yeah, but we're going to get like a bunch of like weird, crappy characters. We're not going to get Superman. We're not going to get any more Batman. We're going to get like Batgirl, Supergirl, the new Aqualad or whatever. We're getting weird characters. We're not getting real, like the core characters.
Well, they did say to think of like the Joker, the one we got, the huge film that came out.
Yeah,
think along those lines, and them doing that with more characters. That's kind of what they're thinking.
Yeah, so we want to repeat the $2 billion film we made. Yeah, okay, sure, that makes sense.
Right, and the reason this is important is because of this, and now coming out that Grace Randolph is reporting that the Snyder Cut is basically being blamed, that because it didn't bring in enough HBO Max subscriptions, like Discovery now wants to go a different direction with DC, and we're going to completely get rid of anything that has to do with the Snyder Cut, and we're not, it basically destroyed itself.
Wait, are we talking about that right now? I thought we were saving that for the other half.
Let's just do it for both. Let's do both, right?
Okay.
I mean, if you want. I mean, it seems like it's all tied into each other here.
Okay.
Because the whole reason why DC is going to go on steroids is basically being blamed by the Snyder Cut not bringing in enough subscriptions.
Well, I mean, I feel like they did make a little bit of a mistake. When you made a 4-hour film, did you really expect like all of the people out there to watch all 4 hours in one shot? Because that's their metrics. A lot of people...
They don't have to. Right? They don't need to watch the whole film. HBO, or they don't make any extra money if you watch 5 minutes or you watch 4 hours.
Right, but they would have gotten more subscribers had they released the 4-hour film as a miniseries, like 4, weekly episodes.
Think so. Why? Why would you get more subscribers?
Well, so first off, people wouldn't be. You gotta at least that 2-week trial ain't gonna work if you gotta watch all 4 episodes. A. B. You would have had a lot more people out there covering the show if you released it as a 4 episode miniseries.
Okay. Okay.
You blew your wad really quick with a 4-hour movie. A bunch of people talked about it, then it was over.
No, there's a lot going into this. Okay. I see what you're saying, and maybe there's some value to that. But you have to subscribe to watch it in the first place. So you subscribe to find out it's too long, it's boring, I didn't like it, whatever. Now I'll argue that it's one of the greatest movies ever made.
It is one of the greatest movies. I love the movie. I'm just saying, I feel like they could have gotten more bang for their buck had it been a 4-episode.
Really, it's a month. So even if it had been 4 episodes, you've got 1 month of subscription. Are they saying, and this is the metric that I'm not hearing. The metric I'm hearing is people watched it and said they didn't watch, and HBO is saying they didn't watch all 4 hours. So therefore it's a failure.
No, bro, because at the time they had that 7-day trial going on. People were signing up for a trial, watching the film.
That's their own stupidity. That's why
I said it was stupid. They should have maximized their efforts and force them to actually keep the subscription for longer than the trial.
Right. So
they would have realized the value in it if they would have done that.
But they're saying they didn't get subscribers. So I guess what I'm trying to say is what they are saying, what Grace Randolph is saying, not enough people signed up because of the Snyder Cut. They thought, okay, we're going to do the Snyder Cut because we're going to get all these subscribers to HBO Max.
Who's Grace Randolph?
Grace Randolph. She's the big YouTube reviewer. You watch her.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Blonde lady.
She's actually interviewed Zack Snyder.
Yeah, blonde lady with the glasses and the really bad microphone, right?
Yeah.
I don't know how you can have that many subs and not buy a better microphone.
She's kind of become respectable as far as insider stuff and things like that.
Okay.
The problem I have with it is it just doesn't make any sense to me. So like she keeps saying, well, you DC fans loved it, but the normies, the grandmas, the moms, the dads, and the people who aren't DC fans, well, they only watched a little bit of it because it was too long and it was boring. Well, I just don't understand the argument because those people still had to subscribe to watch it. And maybe what she's saying is they left HBO Max after. They didn't say that though. So they're trying to use this metric. I think what's happening is they want to separate themselves from the Snyder Cut and from that universe so badly because of everything that happened that they're using any excuse they possibly can to cancel it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What's the point of bastardizing this? I mean, the real mistake that HBO made was releasing every movie straight to streaming for anybody who was already a subscriber. It's a huge mistake. Yeah. Now they're not doing that. Everything's releasing to the movie theater first.
Right. But also having a 7-day trial during your 4-hour film. Like,
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe not enough people stayed after that. But I mean, what did you guys think that was going to happen? Even if you loved this Justice League movie, even if it was like the most amazing thing you've ever seen, if you don't have other good HBO content, why would anybody stay after watching the one thing they came to see? You can't blame the Snyder Cut for HBO not being successful if they came to watch it on the free thing. If they didn't stick around, that's not that show's fault.
Right. Well, there's a lot of DC, like if you like that, there's a lot of other DC content there.
Not as good as that.
Well, no. To be fair, I don't think there's a single DC property that's as good as that.
Right.
But if you like that and you want to know more and you want to get more into the DC universe, they literally have like every movie, every cartoon, every TV series. Like they have Stargirl and Suicide Squad and they have everything, dude. Teen Titans or whatever. They have a lot of DC stuff. So I get it. They're like, oh, well, they're going to come. They're going to sign up for the trial. They're going to watch this movie. They're going to be really into it and they're going to keep their trial. Well, maybe either don't give them a 7-day trial or spread the movie out, because if they like the movie, they're going to stick around for the entire time and they'll get more into HBO. People signed up for the trial, watched the movie, and then left. They didn't even look at whatever else HBO had to offer, because HBO actually has a lot to offer. HBO is a great service.
Yeah, I just don't understand why they're blaming the Snyder Cut for this. Why would they blame it? It doesn't make any sense to me. They showed up to watch it.
Right.
And
it wasn't the Snyder Cut's problem. It was your stupidity. You are bad at marketing and you didn't understand the basic concept that people like free stuff.
Right. And actually it's not an easy streaming platform to navigate. So you obviously didn't market your other content appropriately for those people to stick around. So stop saying the Snyder Cut's a failure. And I'm not, and I get there's a lot of people that are crazy rabid about the Snyder Cut, and they're very vocal, and that may be having some impact on on why the studio's not treating it, with enough respect or not doing something with it. I get we're not going to get any more Snyder Cut stuff, but let's just stop beating it up because it's one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah, Marcus, Stargirl and Superman and Lois are actually really good TV shows. They're underrated and no one watches them because they're on HBO Max.
Yeah. So I don't have a good feeling about the future of Discovery / Warner Media / HBO Max unless they need to find their footing, like Marvel did. DC needs to find it. And the fact that they had this great beginning with Man of Steel and BVS and the Justice League, and now they're completely changing directions again, it means that they're going to continue to be sporadic until they find their footing. And until that happens, they're not going to have rabid fans stick around.
Yeah, Mr. H reported that he got some leak or whatever from Flashpoint. And I guess what his source was telling him was that Flashpoint is going to completely erase Superman from... So they're not actually leaving Snyderverse. They're just changing it in such a way that it's not Snyderverse anymore. So Flashpoint's going to erase Superman because instead of Superman breaking Zod's neck, Zod kills Superman. So that's what happened in Flashpoint. So Zod is still alive, and Supergirl ends up being the new Superman.
I hate all this.
It's dumb. So on Superman front, they're not. And it's the worst part about this is instead of just like starting over with a, even though we love the Snyder stuff. All right, let's say, all right, we don't like the way this is going. We don't like the direction. It's all over the place. There's too many chiefs in the teepee, whatever, chefs in the kitchen. All right, let's get one guy in there to run it all, and not Hermata, whatever his name is, that only makes movies about the comic books that he wrote. Please get an actual Feige type person in there to run this series. No, they go, no, we're going to keep going the same direction, but because we know fans like the Snyder stuff, we're going to not. We don't want to remove that. Instead, we're just going to use time travel and crap to completely erase its existence so that we can keep it as canon, but do whatever we want and continue making bad decisions with our properties.
Yeah, I hate it.
It's dumb. Very dumb. And now Ezra Miller is an absolute mess, so he's not going to stay at Flash.
So that whole thing's now done. I mean, it's just like they're in this constant state of we don't know what the heck we're doing, and we can't stick to anything. So sorry, fans, hopefully we get our crap together at some point, because DC is arguably the better comics. So I don't know.
And I guess the Snyderverse, like super fans out there are like, they're like following Warner Brothers around and just like screwing up their other movies and stuff. Is that what's going on?
I mean, it's become like this little army, which is not, I mean, I get you want to be heard, and there's, in a way they're probably making it a little worse, but the damage is done. When the stuff with Cyborg happened, it was over. That was it. That was the end. So, it's over. And now Zack he's pretty much moved on. I mean, it's over, guys. So now we just have to wait and see what happens and pray that they recognize what's really great about DC and focus on that.
You see, Grace Randolph is wrong right here in this tweet. She said, hey, they did. And unfortunately, releasing the Snyder Cut didn't drive their subscription numbers as hoped. That's the point you guys are missing. They did work with you and didn't get the results they wanted. Otherwise, they still would be. That's not true.
That's the way I feel. Like, that's not true.
First off, they didn't go, oh, the fans want this, let's give it to you. No. COVID happened, and they needed something. They needed some kind of big flagship thing to launch their streaming service to try to take advantage of this COVID problem. And so they go, oh, everybody wants Snyder Cut. We can get Zack, put a bunch of money, back up a bunch of money up to Snyder's house and have him make another cut. And boom. It had nothing to do with continuing his story. It had everything to do with the fact that you couldn't shoot movies.
Right.
It had everything to do with that. It had nothing to do with working with fans or honoring his vision or trying to continue that universe. And it had everything to do with you can't make a movie, but you got a lot of footage, so let's squeeze some more blood out of these nickels. That's what they did. And then
it was a win-win-win. It was win-win-win for everybody.
And it wasn't because it wasn't a windfall, because your bad marketing, your really bad navigation, your stupid idea of having a 7-day trial and not releasing it properly. Your decisions are why you didn't see the numbers you want when people came, watched it for free, and left.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Good point.
All right. That said, oh, you know what that really was?
Rant of the week.
It was the rant of the week. Nice.
So I feel like that was the rant of the week by accident.
Fair enough.
So
I have yet to really have a rant.
I know, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a rant. It was like our rant together.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So listen, we are going over to the members section. So if you would like to continue over to the members section with us, you can. And we're going to address the chat in there. Ken has been talking a lot. So if you guys want to come to the members section, I'm posting it in chat right now. It's also in the description. And if you are watching this on PCU, you'll see popcast.co/join. That will take you directly to that video. So come on over to the members section where we're talking about the Orville, actually, and Scott Grimes, Indiana Jones 5, and Nicolas Cage.
Woo.
Come on down, water's warm. I'm gonna keep the audio on here for a little bit, but then I'm gonna kill it because it takes a lot to stream both ways. So boom.
Appreciate you guys, and yep. And
you know what? Real quick,
member stream. We'll see you guys next week, and we love you.
Sorry, real quick. If you guys are, or if you're leaving, you're not coming to the member section, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and comment on the way down. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Members time, baby.
What up, members?
What up, members?
Got Kenneth Roke over here.
Kenneth's been talking to him. You want to address Kenneth real quick?
Yes, I'll be watching. Let's see. Kenneth says, I'll be watching you, but I won't be watching the show. That's creepy, Ken. And I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I like it in some weird way.
Well, I actually found out that Ken moved into the house next door.
Nice. He's no longer in Canada. What?
Yeah, he's been leaving me gifts, but it's weird because they're like dead birds and stuff. You know, I'm cool with it. It's fine. You know, that's the way he shows love. I'm cool. It's fine. It's fine.
Ken's been with us a long time. We love you, Ken.
Oh, wait, hold up. Orville Nation, real quick, on the other channel, right before I was about to stop the stream, and Orville Nation dropped a super chat.
Oh.
So you can still hear our audio, PJ. So here we go. Thank you. And Orville Nation says, congrats on monetization.
Oh, thank you, man.
My man.
That means a lot. Go check out Orville Nation, of course. He's got great content. So yes, Kenneth, you know, this is the thing about Kenneth. He's in my brain a lot. So I was trying to find Einstein's name when I was describing Elon Musk earlier, and he put it out here in chat. Elon is like Einstein. That's one of the other characters he is for us.
Right.
Let's see. The Borg assimilates the Q continuum. That's great. Advertised season.
Maybe
3
that's why they're so powerful in the future.
Ooh. Advertised season 3 halfway through season 2. We're going to talk about that. You know, now that we're in the member section, I think we can talk about it a little bit, right?
Talk about what?
Well, Kenneth says advertised season 3 halfway through season 2, which is kind of a bone of contention. Well, let's just put it this way. In the video tomorrow, Ken, and everybody listening, it will tell you why they advertised season 3 halfway through season 2 when they should have waited. Yeah. We actually explain that.
Yeah, we addressed that, and I think that our addressing of that matter is completely understandable and makes complete sense.
I think so too.
And we know exactly why they did it. And I gotta be honest, when it first happened, I said on the show last week, it's weird. It's weird timing. I don't know why they wouldn't leave to the end. And then Shane came up with an idea that makes complete sense. Such good sense that I believe wholeheartedly that Terry Metalis did this on purpose.
All right. I agree. I think it's going to be a good one too. So watch that video. Kenneth said that was bad, Shane. Go to the corner. Wait, what did I say? I don't remember that one.
Oh yeah. I remember what you said.
Okay.
You said something about the roll of pennies.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Bad Shane. Bad Shane.
That was wrong, but it was funny at the time.
It was funny.
I haven't seen a single Fast and Furious movie. It's okay, Ken. You don't need to. Let's see.
I mean, dude, Fast and Furious is a fun franchise. It's just gotten really stupid over the last couple of movies.
Yeah, I mean, it had its moments.
Yeah.
Jeremy's over here in the member section. Good to see you, Jeremy. And Jeremy, who gave us our first super chat.
Yeah, what up, Jeremy?
Archmage Frey is back. Glad to see you over here, buddy. It's nice to see so many people in the members live stream, you know?
No, you know what I love? I'm going to tell you what I really love. I love the fact that these dudes start over there and then come over here because that is fantastic. Okay?
Yes.
I appreciate that. Now, you can do whatever you want. You can just be in the members section. That's completely fine, too. But I do like that you come over there and you chat with us there and then come over here. So we get like both metrics. It's cool.
Experiences, yeah. And so, Ken has got the Borg Queen shirt, the 7 of 9 Borg Queen shirt.
Oh, yeah, that's a good shirt.
That's cool. All right. So what else can we say over in the member section? So we're sorry, guys. We wanted to give you a sneak peek on our Picard review. But with so much going on today, there's just no way we could squeeze it in yesterday. But we will try to get back on doing that for you next week. So.
Yes. In fact, we're going to have to do it next week because we only have 3 stories in the member section now.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah, you nixed one of them. I'm going to...
Well, I didn't mean to nix it, but I started to realize, like, literally after about 2 minutes, I was done with that first part. And I'm like, there's really nothing else to say.
Yeah, there's not much to talk about for the merger, and it's boring, but there's a lot to talk about for the Snyder Cut thing. And now that I know... For some reason, I couldn't place the whole Grace Randolph name for some reason. But, dude, she is 100% wrong. And
she's wrong, dude.
And it's weird. I used to be a fan of hers. And over the last few years, she has gotten more and more wrong. And it feels like she is more on the side of studios instead of the side of fans. She's very much become I don't want to say the word shill, but it feels that way. She's very much become
she's very shilly.
Very much become a shill for all these studios versus, I mean, dude, she hasn't changed her stick. She's doing the same exact thing she was doing 5 years ago with apparently the same mic because her mic is garbage. Her webcam's garbage. She still uses OBS Basic. She's still doing the same exact thing. Nothing has changed, but her attitude and her attitude toward fans have completely 180'd.
Yeah. And it's recognizable and people are commenting that. She does seem to do that. So
and get a mic. Like, for the love of God, get a mic. Please just get a real mic. I'm so tired of hearing her voice crack when she gets loud. Get a mic, dude. They're not even expensive. They're like $100. And she has millions of subscribers.
Maybe you don't know. We got Orville Nation over here. Oh, thanks, PJ. He says your content is fantastic, guys. We try to give our best. I will tell you, put a lot of effort into making sure we get the most information and share with you everything we can possibly find out.
Although the Quantum Leap video last week apparently was a stinker because
yeah, I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell us what you think. So we did this Quantum Leap video where it's really a good one because we were able to actually get insider information about Scott Bakula's situation and why he's not doing the Quantum Leap reboot. But the videos performed pretty not well for us, pretty subpar, even though the content I think is really interesting. If you've seen it, tell us what you think. Like, if you think it's, why it might not be doing so well.
Yeah,
that's okay. Ain't gonna slow us down.
Orville Nation says the writing on this last episode of Picard. Yeah, we covered that. Oof. It was rough, man. Rough. Lot of rough stuff. Look. If you guys watch the 3 episodes a week, the 3 podcasts a week I do about Picard, I'm pretty I'm gonna say I don't want to say defender, but I'm pretty open-minded about Picard. I go, yeah, I could buy that. Okay, I like this part. I try to give it its due. Well, this last episode, I don't get it. The whole bottle thing, Guinan, I don't want to continue this whole conversation about it, but so many things were just mistakes that I feel were unnecessary mistakes. And then, like Shane said at the beginning of at the top of the episode, the entire episode wasn't necessary. It didn't move the story. Nothing actually happened. They just sort of damaged all of Star Trek. They somehow damaged TNG. They damaged legacy characters, and they damaged the season of Picard for nothing. Yeah. No trade-off. So,
yeah, I'll wait to see. You know, what's interesting though is I'm all in. I mean, I'm watching it. I want it to be good. I'm going to see this through no matter what happens.
Orville says that video wasn't a stinker. It was awesome. Thanks, man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe people just aren't. I don't know. I wonder if Quantum Leap fans are just old.
I don't know. I like the video. Don't get me wrong. I like the video. Getting the information we got was good. It was such good. It was a rock star video, but yeah, we're just not getting views. Yeah, Q is a genie in a bottle, baby. I'm a genie in a bottle, baby.
You gotta rub me the right way.
Oh. You know what? I just realized that the lyrics of that song is "You gotta rub me the right way."
Oh yeah, no, that's been the key to that song for me for like forever. I'm like, dang, that was so sexual.
And she was like 16.
Yeah. Yeah. Christina Aguilera. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't do that in this day and age, man. No more finding a pretty 15-year-old and over sexualizing them. You're gonna get Me Too'd pretty quick.
Yeah, they started with Britney, ended with Christina. That was pretty much it.
Oh, I think they ended it when Britney went nuts and started shaving her head on national television. Poor Britney. I actually feel sorry for Britney.
So we need to talk. Some Orville.
Yes. Oh, thank you, Shane. I've completely forgot we were doing that. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, we need to talk Orville because it's coming June 2nd.
Wait. I